All right, y'all. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. You are live from Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Today we got another exclusive, y'all. It's going down. Oh my God. Let me do it right, y'all. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve after dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. This is how we do it every Tuesday. Me and my man Dusty. And today we're going back. Ooh, shit. Oh my God. This one right here, folks. This one right here. This one right here. First of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to my man Mike Klein for hooking this up. I appreciate you, Mike Klein. Much love for hooking us up. And today on the line, man, brother, I met back in the day at the Ruthless heyday. One of the first brothers you see when you walk in the office. I used to call a nigga Eclipse. He's so goddamn big. Okay. Everybody else called him Animal. What's up, Animal?
Hey, what's up, G? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing what I do, Doc. You know, I'm sitting here on this show, and I've been blessed to get interviews that can't nobody else get, you know. And
yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad you out there, man.
This is one of them interviews.
Shit for us, man, because niggas want to be heard sometime, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm glad Mike hooked us up and you making this happen. Now, my man's going to be off camera, man. He's in the security business. He don't need folks knowing who he is because he might have put a nigga in jail or two. So he off camera.
Me, I might be the last nigga you see.
If the moon, if the sky just get dark for no reason, it's a broad daylight, you in trouble.
You know it.
It's a big animal.
I done lost a lot of weight now, man. I'm still 300, man. I weigh about 310 now. I'm not 385 no more.
That was your peak at 385, right?
Yeah, 385, and I wasn't fat, man. I was a genetic monster, man.
Nah, that's for damn sure. What was your routine, man? How'd you get 385? Did you lifting weights, eating? What was
man. Well, I got so big, so I used to be a drug addict, man. I used to do crack and shit back when it was new. Niggas didn't know it was that addictive and shit, man. And so what I would do, man, I'm trying to get off of it, you know, because I'm taking your bodyguard shit real seriously. So I just started going to the gym, pumping iron, and I would stay in the gym so long they nicknamed me Lotimo. Because I did a lot of more sets than anybody, man, you know. And then I would be so tired, I couldn't even go out and chase drugs and stuff, man. So that kind of worked for me, man, you know. Then, you know, I had people messing with me, man. That ain't for you, man. You shouldn't be messing with that, you know. And I was like, yeah, you're right, man. I just got caught up, man, because I thought it was something fun to do. I didn't know it was that addictive and shit, man. But I fought them demons, man. And I'm going to tell you like this here. It's hard to quit, but it's not impossible to quit because I smoked for 3.5 years and I quit that shit, man. You know, I fought that demon and I beat it by lifting weights. I started lifting weights in 1990.
Okay.
By 1995, I was the strongest motherfucker in Hollywood.
Wow.
Yeah, man. You know, and I for breakfast I always had 6 eggs, tuna fish, and rice and toast every morning. And then for lunch I would have chicken sandwiches, chicken salad, and for dinner I would eat steak, potatoes, and carrots. That's what I would eat. I would eat that every day, man. But I wouldn't put no seasoning on it. It tastes horrible, but I didn't put no seasoning on it, man.
Why you didn't season it, man?
I never messed with steroids. I was accused of messing with steroids, but I never messed with that stuff, man. That stuff bad for you, man.
Yeah, make your nuts fall off.
Listening, you mess with steroids, you're gonna look good for 5 years, but after that, you're gonna have complications for the rest of your life. Believe that.
Well, man, the other brother that you worked with was 2 brothers that worked with Eazy. 2 Samoans and 2 brothers. What was the other guy's name?
That was Big MD, my twin, man.
Okay.
Big M, his name is Mike, but
Big Mike.
MD.
Man.
Yeah, Big Mike, man. Don't get him confused with Mike Klein, but yeah, Big Mike and Big Rob. And there was also a white boy with his 2 named Duke. We had a white boy with a tough-ass white boy named Duke, man. It was actually 4 of us, man. One white boy, he bodyguard for a rock and roll group called Rat. That's how I met him in the rock and roll world. Remember I told you.
Okay.
And I'm from the rock and roll era, and I met Duke over there. And he said, I ain't scared of nobody, man. I'll come up there and fight with y'all. Join our squad, man.
Wow. Dusty, shoot him. Hit him on the question, Dusty. I know you got something.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Animal. Thank you so much for joining our program.
Man, you too. Nice to meet you guys, man.
Yes. Now, when did you first meet Eazy E, and what was your first impression of him?
When I first met Eazy E, man, it was like, me and my partner, Big Rob, we bouncing up in Hollywood, man, and we got good at it, man. There was some little magazine going around that about all the stuff going on in the rock and roll world. But they said if you come to Cat House in Bordello, don't fuck around because the two bouncers up there put something on your ass. That was me. You come up in there acting up, man, we'll straighten you out quick, dog. And we live for that shit every night. Cause like when I used to be getting dressed to go to work, I'd be sitting up there looking in the mirror. I wonder what the motherfucker doing right now that I'm supposed to do. What the fuck? Just go run in the midnight, and sure enough, somebody run to me. And it was this guy that was a bartender named Mike Hunt that knew this girl named Teresa that knew Big Mike. And Big Mike told her that Eazy E was looking for some bodyguards. And so she told it to Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt said, I got the two motherfuckers that you would love to meet, Big Animal and Big Rob. So MD and a couple of guys came up to the club to meet us, man. And we thought they was there for some shit. So we surrounded them, man, And then all of a sudden, Big Mike said, nah, man, we looking for Big Animal and Big Rob. He said, that's us, man. What you looking for us for, man? Nah, man, we told that you guys want to be some bodyguards. That's how it happened, It was bodyguard for who? It was like Eazy E. I was like, man, don't be lying, man. Like, yeah, man, we roll with Eazy, man. He's looking for bodyguards, man. So they gave us the address to Ruthless, man, and told us to show up on Monday, man. So me and Big Rob went down there on Monday, man. And it's like, this is it, man. This Ruthless, man. Shoot. When we tried to get in, the damn door was locked. I was like, what kind of shit is this? The door is locked. So we bammed on the door and shit. And they said, who is it? And I said, Big Animal and Big Rob. They opened the door and stuff, said, we here to see Eazy like that. And all of a sudden, that little motherfucker came out the back, and there he was. I was little dude up inside of me, jumping up and down, man. Because, I've been beating boys in the hood, bumping that shit. Now, looking at the nigga that made it, man. I was like, wow, his dad. And then he just knew us by people describing us, said, you must be Big Rob, and you got to be Animal. I was like, yeah, man, that's us, man. And so he went over about how this guy named Shoe was running up in his record company, man, taking the phones off the hook, shutting the business down. The girls can't answer the phones, no incoming calls or outgoing calls. And I need this shit to stop. And I was like, well, shit, man, let the motherfucker come up in here when we up in here, man. We'll stop him, like that. And then Mike Klein showed up with Big MD that had us to come down there, man. So then we met Mike Klein. And he was like, head of the security and shit for Ruthless and stuff, man, telling us what to do and stuff, like I was checking him out and stuff, like, man, this guy don't look like he's too much of nothing, man. But boy, was I wrong. He's like, this Mike Klein can box, he can fight, he can shoot, how, like, a motherfucker shoot a target, they go like, bang, 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 and they're like, hit the bullseye. Mike Klein go, bang, 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 bang. Bullseye every time. Bang, 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 bang. I was like, damn, this fool can shoot too, man. And like he was like unorthodox kind of guy you just wouldn't want to fuck with. He always smiling. That's what was scary about him, man. He was always smiling, but he was very serious, man. And then you can start putting it down, man. Like if they come up in here, man, don't let them do nothing, but just get them up out of here and stuff, man. And we was like, okay, no problem, man. But then we started working there at Ruthless. A couple of days go by, nothing happened and stuff, man. Then that day happened. She came up in that motherfucker with 5 or 6 dudes start taking the phone off the hook, talking about I want to see Jerry Heller and where's Eazy and all that kind of shit. So it's time to go, man. The adrenaline done rolls up now and shit. It's time to get busy. So me, Big Rob, MD, we went out there on him and shit, man. And like, what's up, man? What you want? He was like shocked to see us, man. But he wasn't afraid, though. I could look at him and tell he was a nigga that wasn't afraid of nobody. But we wasn't afraid of no motherfucking body either. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, you can't be coming up in here no more unless you have an appointment. You can't be up in here no more. And this shit gonna stop today. And then Jerry Heller, he said he wanted to see Jerry Heller, but you don't got an appointment. And then Jerry Heller came out and told him, don't ever come back to my office unless you have an appointment. Don't worry, because you will never get an appointment. Come up in here, man. And so we kind of like shuffled them out the office, you know, and nobody would swing on him. Waiting on somebody to swing, but we could get busy, man. But nobody would swing, man. So we like just stuffing them on out of there and stuff, man. And we walked them to the front door and then out to the other door of the building and stuff. And we watched them get in their cars and pull off. We came back and said, yo, man, you gone and shit, man, you know, like that and stuff, man. But and then, you know, like later on and stuff, man, me and MD kind of found out, man, you know, like when we be going somewhere, doing somewhere, man, we always feel eerie and shit. Always somebody watching us. Then my client told us, man, I got security out there. There's nobody's. I was like, damn, man. You know, and then that kind of made me and MD and Big Rob even more vicious and crazy. So we knew we had these mystery guys watching us. I probably done shut one of them hand and walked up on them and still didn't even know who they was. Shit, man. But they were there, man. You know, that's, you know, what kind of made us kind of invincible, if you want to say, man. You know, you didn't want to fuck with nobody at Ruthless. Even my client had the secretary's secret pistols and shit, man. They was even packing.
What's
man.
her name? Look, Cutie Pie, worked the front desk. Damn. What's her name? Look, fine.
Which one? Check it out, though. But when I first got there, it was two other girls there named Tina and Candy. Two white girls.
Nah, I don't know them.
That one might have been Hispanic, maybe. Tina and Candy. I don't know, you know, why they got fired or why they quit or whatever. Then all of a sudden, Keisha Anderson.
Yes.
And Minnie stole a Wishbone first wife. He's not married to her no more, but he was married to Minnie, and they was running, and they was straight up gangsters, man. Them two girls you didn't want to fuck with, man. They like to keep ass just like we did, man. So they was more like better than the other two girls were, because they was good secretaries, but they wasn't really about that gangster shit, man. Like Tina, I meant to like
Keisha now.
Yeah, like Keisha and them, man. They was more like, you know, like, hey, you come with it, we gonna dance with your ass.
Hey, I got a question for you. What was the scariest moment out there, man? Messing with Eazy.
The scariest moment rolling with Eazy?
Yeah.
Actually, it has something to do with Toker crazy ass. What am I scared?
Please tell us that story. R.I.P. Toker.
You know, Toker was doing a video and he invited Eazy to come over. And we took Eazy over there. The Tobio twins was there. Ed Silver was there. That was our gopher. And me and Big Mike was there and shit, right? And it was a guy from Brownside just wanted to see Eazy, just wanted to talk to Eazy. Toker was like, tell him, man, chill out, man. Let Eazy parlay, man. He'll holler at you in a minute. This guy just kept on fucking around and shit. All of a sudden, Toker took his shit out and shot the fool in the thigh. Oh, bitch, I told you to come the fuck down,
wow.
man. Just started running, dog. You know, shit, you know. So we started running, man. That was one of my hypothetical situations, man, rolling with East, man. And another one of my hypothetical situations was when I was I was rolling with Jerry. Like sometime me and MD would take Jerry out to the restaurant, or sometime we would go by ourselves. One night I went by myself because MD he was like doing some shit on In Living Color back then because he was acting a little bit. So I was with Jerry Heller by myself, and he was getting drunk and shit, talking to his girlfriend, and she
Gail.
was like, yeah, Gail.
Yeah.
She was like at her place, and her ex-boyfriend was there, and she wanted him gone, and he wouldn't leave. And Jerry Heller and me was headed over there, and as we was going over there, I'm a soldier. I'm gonna do whatever you tell me to do, because that's just what I do. You tell me to fuck him up, I'm gonna fuck him up. Whatever you tell me to do is done. That's just how it was back then. And while we was going, Jared pulled his gun out and was shooting at signs and shit as we was getting closer to the house. He was practicing, and I'll make sure I don't miss his ass. He was shooting that sign, so I eased in there and got my phone out, and I called Mike Klein. Jerry didn't see me because he was drunk hanging out the window. I was like, Mike, look, man, me and Jerry going over to this girl's house. The ex-boyfriend's supposed to be there. Jerry got his gun, shooting out the window, and I don't know what the fuck gonna happen, man. I got to do whatever you say once you get there. You better do something fast because we're already almost there. Mike Klein said, Animal, give Jerry the phone. He gave, Jerry, here the phone is, man. Somebody want to talk to you. He got the phone. All of a sudden, you hear Jerry say, okay, 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 yeah, okay. Animal, take me home. I don't know what the hell Mike Klein said to him, but he got my ass out of hot water, man. Over there, man. Whatever Jerry told me to do to the school, I got to do it, but that's just what we do, man.
Right.
So I took him home and shit. Then I had to go in his house. I never go in there by myself and search. That time I went in his house because I was by myself. I had to go through his whole house and search his fucking house because he wouldn't go in his house and that's search because the threat he had. So then I called Mike and told him I done put him to bed and shit, man. So me and Mike laughed about it and shit, man. I was like, I'm so glad you saved my ass because I didn't know what I had to do when I got over there, man.
Now, Animal.
Yeah.
What was all the threats about? The threats was about from Suge or just general threats?
Say what?
What was all the threats about? Why was it there was so much security needed? I mean, was it the Suge thing or what?
It was a lot of threats from Death Row, Suge, and just a lot of people that rolled with Death Row just wanted to start shit with us, man, because, they was growing, we was growing. Suge wanted the power, Eazy E wanted the power. Who gonna get the power at the end of the motherfucking rainbow? Let's just go see how deep this motherfucking rabbit hole goes. Because Alice is listening and she trying to get the first motherfucker who scream, you know what I mean?
Hey,
and
man.
that's just how it was, man, And so, and Suge, man, they was like doing crazy shit, man, but Eazy, he was like more laid back, man. We wasn't doing crazy shit like Death Row, man. Every week we hear about them beating up somebody, hanging somebody's ass out of a window, jumping on somebody and shit, man. We was more professional. We didn't fuck with you unless you fuck with us. That's basically how the people at Ruthless was and how Mike trained us to be, man. Say, you ain't got to be no bitch because you out there jumping on people. That's bitch doing that. When somebody messes you in your house, you have the right to defend your house and shit. And that's pretty much how it was, with when it comes to the threats and stuff like that, man.
That's crazy.
Can I ask him a question to piggyback off what we're talking about?
Go for it.
Yeah, there's an infamous video online. I still say video, I'm old school. There's an infamous clip online of a fight at a golf course between some members from Death Row and some members from Ruthless Records. Nate Dogg apparently whacked a couple guys. BG Knockout was there. Do you know anything about that, or can you tell us about that from your point of view, if you were there or not, and if you remember any other stories?
I know a little bit about it. What I know about, they was like this and Eazy and this and Ruthless Records and shit, pumping up Death Row and BG Knockout and Gangsta Grayster, they wasn't gonna go for that shit. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Them two brothers, BG Knockout and Gangsta Grayster, you won't find a better friend nowhere. Them niggas, man, they like the nicest guys you ever want to meet, but it was straight up gangster, wrong nigga to fuck with, dog. When I first met Gangsta Grayster, he had 2 bullet holes in him. I already been in the street out here. You know, that nigga came in with a cane with 2 bullet holes in his head. Had to get busy with some niggas, man. I got popped a couple times, you know, shit like that, man. You know, I was like, damn, man. But yeah, man, them two brothers, man, they like best friends with me to this day, man. You know, when these brothers would go to prison for one another, go to jail for one another, take a ride for one another, you know, like that. They would never steal on each other. Whoever they caught, that's who they're gonna roll with, man. You know, and shit. And like when Knockout was locked up, man, I was his outside connection to all his friends for many years. He would call me every Sunday, and from jail, and I would call somebody on the other line and let him talk to him for like 20 minutes, man. I did that for about 2 years for Knockout, man. Yeah, and then like I got another house, and the phone that he was calling was already on in the house and shit, and it belonged to the guy that I got the house from. He just left the phone on, just told me to pay the bill, and it always worked. And so then when I moved, I didn't get a chance to get Knockout my new number, and that's how I lost contact with him until he got out. But I saw him a couple of times since he been out and stuff. He told me he don't even smoke weed no more, man. I was like, wow. Damn, more for me to smoke. You know, yeah, but yeah, man, them brothers is real, man, and they put in a lot of work for Eazy, man. They definitely put in a lot of work, and I really can't talk about it too much, but yeah, them boys put in a lot of work for Eazy. They really love Eazy, man, you know, and when we did video shoots, you know, we had a lot of security, man, but there was so many niggas there that loved Eazy and women and everybody, man. You know, it's like, it really was, we had no trouble at none of Eazy videos, man, that I can remember, man. They all went smooth, man. Like, everybody loved that nigga, man, you know, but that was good for us, but, you know, if somebody wanted to start some shit, we was about it, but, you know, everybody was nice and shit, you know. When we tell them to do something, they do it. Like, Eazy wants y'all to stand over here and do this, they would do it. And then, you know, like, when we do the scene against the Bloods and the Crips, everybody Crips and niggas, man, I don't want to be no Blood, man. Come on, who got to go, man? But like, now Eazy say you got to be a Blood, man. All right, man, give me the damn shirt, you know. It was like that, man. You know, shit. So, you know, niggas would walk on water for Eazy, man. And I was one of them, man. I love that little nigga, man. When he died, that fucked me up, man, big time, man.
How did you feel about the Eazy was portrayed in Straight Outta Compton?
Say again?
How do you feel about the way Eazy was portrayed in Straight Outta Compton?
Man, that's why I'm doing talk shows. Okay. Man, I was at many, you know, like, every time I show up at a Bone concert or anything out there, everybody like, damn, was that you? I like, damn, nigga, we thought you was dead. Like, I get that a lot, man. You see, like I told you, I'm from the rock and roll world too. So when I left the hip hop alone, I went back to the rock and roll, and I rode with the legendary David Lee Roth from Van Halen, man.
Wow, that was my dude. I liked him.
I rode with him for 8 years, man. And one time, then my wife became kind of sick and everything, and I took 3 years off. No, I took 3 months off to take care of my wife and stuff. And 3 months turned into 13 years, man. I could never make it back, man. So I gave up fame and fortune for love, man. I had to take care of my woman, man. You know,
it's
hard for me to do that, to give up my career to take care of her, because I feel like she did the same for me. You know, and then in 2013, I got broke. So I had to go back to work, back bouncing and stuff. And then 2015, I hooked back up with Van Halen, David Lee Roth, but then I became physically ill with sciatic nerve pain, man. And then I couldn't go back out on the road because I had, I was making $4,500 a week. I had it all hooked up for a nurse and a physical therapist, everything to come, take care of my wife while I was on the road because I was making enough money, to do that and stuff, man. But I had to give it all up, man, for that and shit, man, But
bless you, homie. Bless you on that.
The chat room feeling that one, man. They feel
yeah. For real, man. For real. Can I ask you another question about Straight Outta Compton? Animal, what were some of the misconceptions or what were some of the things that you saw in Straight Outta Compton where you were like, that did not happen. That didn't happen that way. Come on.
See, that's what got me, like I said, I do talk on Remnant Nation TV. The name of my talk show is Animalistic Pastime, the home of the sick, telling you about the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's
okay.
I'm getting ready to drop, man. So when I saw that part where they beat Eazy E up in the studio, that did it for me. That right there fucked me up, man. They beat Eazy E up and stuff, people calling my niece. I didn't know your uncle was a bitch. They beat up Eazy and they didn't do nothing about it. I was like, man, that my niece called me. I was like, girl, that shit ain't never happened. It'd have been dead motherfuckers everywhere. Do you think Mike Klein would let somebody beat Eazy E up like that? And that's just it, man. Hell no, man. And it'd have been dead motherfuckers everywhere that it did that to East, man. And I got a phone call about 7 o'clock in the morning to come to Ruthless after this shit happened. It was telling me something happened. We got to get to Ruthless. So I got in my car and took off to Ruthless. They had a press conference set up. And, ain't nobody got no tape of this shit, but it actually happened. There was a press conference that morning, man, that Eazy E was having about what Suge him had did to him in the studio. And they was like, did he beat you up? Did he punch you? He say, no, they just shoved me a little bit trying to get me to sign my name on the contract. And he said, I signed Mickey Mouse on all that shit with my left hand, man. And then Eazy told Jerry Heller, man, I think I'm going to have to kill this nigga, man. He said, what? He said, no, I'm talking about I got to really kill this nigga, man. Because he done went too far and shit, man, like that. And so Jerry Heller was like, damn, man, I don't know, man. We have to see what Mike Klein say. So Mike Klein was like, look, man, you don't want a motherfucker on your label that's not going to give you his best work. He's just going to give you bullshit because he don't want to be here. So you might as well let him go. And I'm show you how to get paid off of him. And so Mike Klein did that funny paperwork and shit, man. And every time Dr. Dre got paid, Eazy E got paid, man.
Dre Day meant Eazy's payday.
I'm gonna tell you this story right here. I think I can tell you this one here and get away with it.
Go for it. Go for it.
It's how the shit all went down, man. Okay, I'm at Ruthless with Jerry Heller. He get a phone call from Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre said he ain't got no money for Christmas, man. He want to have a good time for Christmas for all his family stuff. And so Jerry told Mike said, okay, Animal, take him over there and give us, I don't remember if it was 30,000 or 50,000. I don't remember which one it was. I'll be lying if I said which one it was. But it was either 30,000 or 50,000. And Jerry Heller got the check, and I took it over to Jerry Heller's house over in Calabasas. And then we met Dr. Dre over there with one of his cousins. She was a girl. Dr. Dre took the check from Jerry, and they shook hands. And then Dr. Dre told Jerry that he would be to work on the 3rd of January, because that's when y'all had to come back to work after Christmas. No problem. So the 3rd came, no Dr. Dre. The 4th came, no Dr. Dre. The 5th came, no Dr. Dre. So Eazy E started calling around like, where you at, man? I thought you were supposed to come to work. Dr. Dre was like, man, I'm still having trouble with my contract. And he was like, how can we work it out? He said, why don't you come by the studio tonight between 3 and 6 and let's work it out. So Eazy said, okay. Mike Klein always getting on Eazy about going places by himself, but Eazy was like a nigga that wasn't scared of shit, man. He just rolled by himself and shit, man. So Eazy rolled over to the studio to look for Dr. Dre. When he got there, Dr. Dre wasn't there. It was Suge and his goons there. And that hurt. That shit hurt Eazy real bad. He said, man, these niggas could have killed me, and Dr. Dre set me up, man.
Wow.
And you know, he said, like, why would Dr. Dre do that to me, man? We brothers, we came from the same bullshit, man. And them niggas could kill me, and all because he had me come over to the studio, man. But believe it or not, later on in life, Eazy he forgave that nigga for that shit. That's the fact nigga he was. He forgave Dr. Dre with that shit. And they actually was talking about doing another NWA album together, but it had to be with no Jerry, you know, like that. But, and then after that, man, things just changed between Eazy and Dr. Dre when he set him up like that, man. That was kind of
that's deep.
But, you know, yeah, man, that's a true story, man. Yeah.
That comes from Animal, Eazy's personal bodyguard. We're live with Lonzo and Dusty, and our guest today is my man Animal, Eazy E's personal bodyguard. For how long did you work for Eazy, Doc?
I worked with Eazy from 91 to 95. They died, man. Wow. I would still be with that nigga now if he's still living, man. He's just a guy you just like to work for and be around, man. Plenty weed to smoke, whatever party, man, you know. And every
Matt Trees, I see you, baby.
Every time we go out of town, man, he just set it up for everybody. 5-star hotels and shit, you know. And then sometimes you might have to be in the hallway, man, because he'll have a girl in his room, a girl in your room. He just hit this room for a while, then he'll go hit this room for a while. Like, damn, man, what you on, man? He was the first guy with a 12-ounce can of ginseng. I ain't even know what he named like that. He had a 12-ounce can of ginseng, man. I was like, damn, he was drinking that shit like this, man. He had kicking it out and girls. I was like, all right. But yeah, he's real fun to work with, man.
That's good to hear, Doc. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you reconfirmed because people thought because he had a gangster image, he was always like that. He was a fun dude to hang out with. Period. He was a funny dude.
Always,
go ahead.
Yeah, man. Always cracking jokes and shit, man. Funny. We thought that was man. You should have been a damn comedian, man. Shit, you know, like. Yeah, man.
You know, he had a crazy ass stage image, but the dude was a lot of fun to hang out with. Like I said, he come out here when Yella was back here shooting them pornos and shit. He hang out with us and shit. Come on, man.
Y'all niggas don't know I'm the one who hooked Yella up in the porn.
Him and Big Man?
Yeah, I'm the one who hooked them niggas up in the porn, man.
Did you?
See,
what?
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Man, see, I used to,
Come on.
I'm at Ruthless, man, hanging out, and Yella, Big Man, and Devil and Weed was in the office waiting on Ron Jeremy.
Okay.
He's supposed to hook them up with Ron Jeremy. See, I know Ron Jeremy from hanging out in the rock and roll crowd.
Okay.
And I know Ron Jeremy wasn't going to do shit for him. You know what I'm saying? But just string him on and shit. He was trying to do some music with Eazy. And Eazy was just fucking with him because he was a big time porn star and shit, man. And they told me that. I like, dude, you guys be waiting forever. But if you guys for real, I know somebody that can hook y'all up, man. He was like, you do Animal? I like, hell yeah, man. They said, can you do it for us? I was like, yeah, Yella, you know I hooked y'all up. So I'm going to call him up right now. I ain't even tell him who he was. I just called him up. Yo, man, I need you to come by Ruthless, man. DJ Yella and his partners, they want to get up in the porn. And I told him, you can hook him up. He's like, give me the address, man. I ain't doing nothing. I come out there. So I gave him the address, man. So he came out to Ruthless. I said, guys, he's on his way. They were like, who is it, Animal? I was like, nah, man, because he'll walk in the door and then you'll know, man. And then all of a sudden, man, Knock came to the door. He called me. He was outside. He said, okay, man. I said, coming in, guys. When he came in, guess who it was?
Who?
The legendary Ron Hightower.
Wow. Mr. Dingaling himself.
I used to bodyguard for Ron Hightower.
Okay.
You know, because he the one who started black porn and he had trouble. So I had to bodyguard for him to, you know, get his point across and shit. Because black porn is here and I'm bringing it to the table, you know, like that. Jack Baker tried it, but they stopped him, man, because he had no spine. But Ron Hightower had spine because he had cities like this. And they were like, they like the lost their damn mind. DJ Yellow like, Animal, do you know who that is? I like, yeah. Oh man, that nigga is God in the porn, man. You didn't tell me you knew this nigga, man. Like I told you, I knew somebody. And so Ron Hightower showed him the ropes, tucked him under his arms, and showed him how to do it, and then put him out there on their own. And then Yellow got that production company with porn and all that shit, man. The rest is history. They started making buku. Yeah,
nice.
Man. They started making buku money, man. Yeah.
Damn.
It's really big, man. Yeah, I hooked him up with Ron Hightower, man.
Wow.
Hell yeah,
Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. These are stories you're not going to get anywhere else unless you are subscribed to Not Without Alonzo right here on YouTube. So please, if this is your first time tuning in, please hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. Go for it, Alonzo. And yeah, shout out to the trolls in the building. Definitely gonna go and block you. See ya.
Hey man, I Dusty is my dude. That's hey, what you mean to tell you? He's been with me since day one. He a day one player, and we rolled until the wheels fall off. So
that's it, baby.
How you feel about it personally? They ain't got to do with us. But hey, man, but when it comes to me, I'm rolling.
That's my dog. And just know that, guys, and these are outsiders, a lot of outsiders, but if you do say anything disrespectful, you know, really disrespectful to anyone on the show, any of our guests, you know, anything like that, you got to go. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it respectful. All right. Enough attention to him. Keep it going, Lonzo.
Respectable, man.
Oh, man, you know what, dude? I love doing this show, man. I love this show because I get the interviews can nobody else get. And it's just, you know, it's just good to hear the fellas just tell them stories, man. The cats just don't get, you know, you don't hear from Animal on a regular basis like this. You know, you don't hear Animal open up.
If it wasn't for Straight Outta Compton, you wouldn't even be talking to me, man. I'd be at home drawing, doing my fashion, my t-shirts, all that kind of stuff, man. I wouldn't even be talking to you.
But you know what? I got to cut you off for 1 second. Hold on 1 second there. I got to give a shout out to Gary Ballin, man, because Gary Ballin hooked me up with Mike Klein, and Mike hooked me up with you. I was giving Mike all the praise, all the shout outs, but I got to go back to Mike, Gary Ballin, where it started at when me and Gary hooked up and did a little something this year. He did the show, and that's been going on ever since. Much love to everybody from the Ruthless family for looking out for the Godfather.
GB is a good friend of mine as well.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Dusty.
All right. One more time, shout out to Rashard Cobb also for dropping $20. Really, really appreciate you. Let's talk about the time when Eazy was passing. What do you remember about Eazy being sick? And were you in the studio when he passed out? And was that even true from the movie?
Nah, man, Eazy didn't pass out at no studio, man. He was at his house up in Norwalk hanging out. He was with the Tobio twins, man. And they called Mike Klein and told Mike that Eazy had trouble breathing and shit, man, and he don't want to go to the doctor, and then Mike made him take him to the doctor and shit, man. That's pretty much what I remember about when he first started getting sick and stuff, man. Then he went to the hospital and they found out, you know, he had pneumonia or something like that, man. And then he got out of the hospital. Then he went back the next time. He was like feeling really bad, and then it was like, damn, man, he got full-blown AIDS and shit, man, you know, but like me, man, I'm gonna always believe somebody shot him up with that shit, man. But it's like, cause nobody catch AIDS and died the way Eazy E did. He the first case I ever heard of. You find out you got AIDS one day and then in 2 weeks you dead, man.
Yeah.
You know, and Eazy E was always healthy. He lost no weight. He looked like he would go to the gym. That's how he looked, all buff and shit, man. You know, and he showed no signs of that. AIDS don't kill you like that. AIDS is like a disease that eats at you. eats and eats and eats. There ain't nothing of you left, and then you die, man. None of that kind of shit happened to Eazy, man. You know, I believe somebody shot him up with that shit myself, man. If I was a detective, I would look for a doctor that was living in the valley, and now all of a sudden he living in the mountains looking down on everybody. That's the type of motherfucker I'll be looking for, you know. You know what I'm saying? No, that's the type of person I'll be looking for, because they got to upgrade some kind of way for taking Eazy out from somebody, man. You know, that's just my opinion, man, because, you know, I done had a lot of friends die with AIDS, and I just saw them deteriorate into nothingness, man. And that did not happen to Eazy, man. You know, that's just my personal opinion about it.
So even at the funeral, did you see him the last week before he passed?
Of course, man.
So
he came to New York and had some new tracks for Bone, and one of his girl groups called what was they called?
Menage or in the Hold with Attitudes?
No, these girls was called Big Chan and Beastie and Raymond. That group called
Doggy's Angels.
No, that was Chan with Snoop.
Oh, okay. Chan was in there though. Okay.
Gangsta Bitch Mentality.
Jim. Oh,
somebody got it right.
Yeah, Gangsta Bitch Man. GBM.
Much love, Steve. Boy, you the serious cat.
Hey, Sue's Row House is no joke, man.
They had tracks with them and all that kind of shit, man. You know, and I'm telling you, man, Rhythm D did a badass album on them girls that never came out. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it, but I heard it, man. That shit was bad ass, and somebody got it stashed away somewhere, man. But I heard the whole album, man. That shit was bad. Them girls came with the heat, the fire, man. You know, they was even better than Hoes with Attitude, because all they rapped about was sucking and fucking and shit, you know, like that. You know, but yeah, man, and Eazy was, you know, kicking it with us, telling, you know, like when y'all finish up this little road trip y'all on, I want y'all back in the studio on this day, and I want y'all to put some lyrics to these tracks I got. And he was playing the tracks there in the hotel and stuff. And that was the last time I seen Eazy walking, man.
No shit.
You know? Yeah, that was the last time I seen him walking, when he came to the hotel and brought them new tracks for Bone. Yeah.
Damn. What do you remember about Bone at that time? Bone Thugs and Harmony and their entrance into Ruthless.
Oh man, them niggas took to me like a magnet, man. You know, I was their first bodyguard, right? Took them on the road.
No, tell us some stories, please. And shout out to OG Steve as well, dropping $10. Thank you, Bronx in the building.
Man, you know, like I was wrestling back in the day when Eazy discovered Bone. Actually, Mike Klein was paying for me to go to wrestling school.
Oh shit!
What? Like professional WWE, WCW type wrestling?
WWF at the time.
Yeah.
And I was going to wrestle as 5150, the Ruthless Animal. Like that would be my wrestling name. But MC Ren wanted me to wrestle as OG Big Homie. That's what Ren wanted me to do, man.
Wow.
I was taking it pretty seriously, man, you know. And then, you know, like the Bone guys start coming to the studio. Then I would go outside and hang with them, start smoking with them a little bit. And they just, you know, they took a liking to me for some reason, man. I don't know why, man. It's just my aura or whatever you want to call it. Then, you know, he put them a tour together. And they said, which one of my bodyguards that you want to go out with you? And every last one of them said, we want Animal to go with us like that. So I had a job, and I'm green as fuck too, man. You know, I ain't have much experience, because when I was out with the white boys, I wasn't in charge of shit. But this time I'm in charge of security, and I'm green too, trying to learn the ropes and stuff, man. You know, and then we did a show in Arizona, and I'm taking the group out to the stage, and some dude reached over and grabbed Crazy Bone necklace and snatched it off. And Crazy jumped over the fence going at that nigga, man. I had to catch him, dog. I had to catch Crazy and bring him back. That nigga got my necklace, man. I like, he's gone now, man. You just had to let it go, man. So then, man, the crowd was so crazy, out of control. So I had to call Eazy, man, and say, look, man, these guys is more famous than you think because I cannot bodyguard these guys by myself.
That was my next question.
You got to send me some more help. So was out there, man, to roll with them on their first little tour, man. And it was crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm talking about it was motherfuckers would follow us almost to the next state, man. Just to be with Bone, man. We would like, we'd look behind us, man. It'd be like a mile long of cars just following us. And we pull up at the bus stop, man. It's like 500 motherfuckers at the bus stop, and we're in another town, man. I'm like, damn. It was just like that. When they hit the stage, man, I'm talking about the riches still go up to 500, not 100. It goes to like 500, man. And don't let Dizzy Bones start rapping. It goes up to like 1,000 when that nigga hit the mic, man. You know, because you know everybody they like Dizzy's voice.
Yeah.
Then they like Lazy's voice. Then they like Crazy. Voice.
Mm-hmm. And Wish was last.
That's how they categorize them like that and shit, man. You know, and you could tell by the crowd when one of them start rapping who they go the loudest for. That's how we figure it out, man. You know, and you know it was just crazy, man. And I remember this one story I might can tell. You know, it's like we was in Mississippi, and they had brought their ladies out, man. You know, they had brought their ladies out. It was all like hood rats and shit, you know, back then, the girls and shit.
You ain't right.
And so this little dude came on the bus with plenty of weed and stuff, man. Like, yeah, man, I want to kick it with Bone and stuff, man. I want to bring my friends on here. He said, man, who is these ugly ass hoes on here? Y'all need to get rid of these hoes. Let me bring my girls on here. I like, man, shut up. That's two dudes' girlfriends, man. Like, so I grabbed him and rapped his ass out the bus, and we both laughed about this shit, man. I like, dude, I can't fuck you up for that one, man. But shit, man, you know. Like, but they like, man, shit, you know. That was kind of funny and shit, man. Then later on, man, this lady, these old ladies came up there and said, yeah, we come to get some autographs for Bone and shit. Now, I know that they look kind of too old to be a Bone fan. But anyway, man, I said, yeah, they in there right there. You go in there, security already in there. I'm handling shit outside. And all of a sudden, you can hear somebody in there hollering and yelling. So we start running up in there. It was them girls' mama coming there with belts, whooping their ass.
That's a good one.
I'm like, damn, this shit, man. You know, I thought they was fans. They come to get their kids and whoop their ass all the way to the damn car.
That's funny. That's some funny shit.
Oh, man.
Like, look at that shit, man. Yeah, man, that's kind of funny as shit, man, you know.
That's real shit. I can roll with that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's funny. Hey, quick question, Animal. Now, it was you and MD, and they had, you call them Tokyo twins, John and Jake. How did they become the two Samoans becoming Tokyo twins?
The Tokyo twins?
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know who the Tokyo twins. I know who the Tokyo twins.
Tokyo, okay. My bad. It sounded like you said Tokyo.
Oh yeah, Jake and John.
Jake and John. Okay.
Like them two brothers, man. They was real tight too. They kind of changed the game too a little bit, man. Because you know, like when I was getting into the bodyguard business, they were like, "You're a little too light to be a bodyguard." You know, they like dark and scary looking, man. I like, well, I ain't dark and scary looking, but I'll beat your ass. You fuck with me and my client, man. You know, like that. You want to get crazy? I'll get crazy with your ass. You know, like that. And the Jake and John Toby, you know, these two handsome ass pretty niggas, man. I hate to say it, man. You know, and these two dudes was the meanest, prettiest, handsomest. but beat ass, dog. You know, they ain't play, man. And each one of them, they love to shoot, y'all. Each one of them had 2 or 3 guns, man. And for some reason, man, they was the only guys that could calm me the fuck down when I get out of control and shit, man. You know, I'm the one who banned Bone from Summer Jam. You know, when Bone got banned from Summer Jam, that was all.
Yeah.
Why is that? What happened on that?
Man, okay. Like I say, Eazy E, man, was very large, man. Like, I'm from the hood called 4-1 in Western. And all these niggas were going to roll with Eazy. They met with Eazy, 6 or 7 groups in the squad. We met at Ruthless on the top of the parking lot, about 500 deep. Big Rob brought everybody down and stuff, man. But then when Eazy died, Big Rob rolled with me with Busy. So now all them soldiers belong to Busy now.
Okay.
So we was going to the Busy was and Bone was performing at the Summer Jam, and now we all going up there. Busy showed up, 500 deep, 300 guys and 200 women. You know, we was 500 deep, man. I'm talking about when we went there like a funeral. We had guys blocking off traffic for all Busy's limos to go through, man. We was blocking off traffic all the way to Summer Jam. We got there and shit, man. And then when we got there, everybody, Busy gave everybody a band to get in. And so while we was getting our band, the fucking car with Bone in it took off. And ain't no security down there to meet Bone with 5,000 fans. So shit, we took off behind the car and shit, right? And this guy was trying to stop us, so they got the calling down there like, security breach, security breach. Need security up here, man. They done bust through the security. And all these cops and big dudes started running up there to stop us. Man, them niggas saw us, them cops, everybody put brakes in this shit. The cops put security ahead of them. Y'all handled them big niggas, man. So we got up all in their face. They were trying to stop. We just pushed through them. We bullet through them, man. Like, nah, man. And like, Jake and John saw what was happening, man. They ran out there. And the guy that took up in the car, we was getting ready to drag his ass out the car and beat him up. And Jake and John stopped that shit, man. You know, I was like, man, we got to beat this dude ass. He the one who caused it all, Jake, because we were getting our bands and stuff. He took off before we could get our bands, and there wasn't nobody down here for Bone, man. And then all these dudes tried to stop us, man. You know, like that and shit, man. And so then it was just a big ass confrontation, man. They kind of didn't want Bone to go on the stage because of what I did out there to security. I pumped all this security and shit, you know. And so then we did the show. And then after the show and stuff, man, they got the dude that Bone would no longer be coming to Summer Jam. Like
wow.
that, man.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Them was the good old days, man. Them was the good old days, Doc.
Yes, yeah, them was the good old days, man. Them was the good old days.
You know, when you can roll like that 500 deep, you know, just go out to the concert.
Yeah, man, we was like 500 deep, man, and dude took off with that car. He caused all that problem, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. But Bone finally got back to the Summer Jam about 10 years ago.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah, they back at the Summer Jam. I don't even know if they're still having it, man. You know, and we used to go to the Freak. Y'all remember the Freak, Nick, don't you?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Yeah, man. You talking about some oh, well, the Freak Nick was off the chain, man. But yeah, man, I used to go down there, touch from above the law and cocaine and shit, man. You know.
Wow, sound like a story coming up. Shit.
Yeah, any good above the law stories?
There again?
Any good above the law stories?
Oh man, it's went above the law stuff. Well, it ain't really nothing crazy, man. But you know, it was like we was somewhere. Y'all remember Bushwick Bill?
Yeah,
of course. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Ghetto Boys.
But Bushwick Bill was doing some shit with above the law and shit. And he was doing that song So Ever Clear, right?
Oh yeah, where he talks about throwing his baby out of the window.
Yeah, and then at the end of the song, he would take his eye out and put it in the glass and say, "Now I see so everly clear," you know, like that. And a lot of some guys, "Oh, that's nasty, that's sick, what that bitch ass, you know, do some shit like that." And Hutch heard that shit, man. And man, Hutch said, "What did you say, man? What did you say about my homie?" You know, like that and stuff, man. Dude looked around and stuff and saw us big dudes, man. Shit, man, them dudes got the hell out of there. They didn't want no part of Hutch and us, dog, you know, like that, man. So then really nothing happened, but Hutch just kind of tuck up Bush a little bit, you know, like that, man. That's about this one little story that I know.
Was you there when Hutch and Cube got into it?
No, I wasn't with them when they got into it, man.
Okay.
I wasn't with. Yeah, I would have been with them, but I was doing that wrestling stuff. And shit. I was taking it kind of seriously. To Easy Discover Bone and shit, man. So I had to make a choice.
And what you doing these days, man?
Man, what I'm doing these days, man. Believe it or not, man, I'm a nerd now.
Come on now.
You believe I live long enough to be called a nerd? It's cool.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I never thought I would live long enough to be called a nerd. It's cool. Shit, man. But that's what animal is, a nerd, man. Man, what I do, man, I do fashion, man. I do fashion, red carpet fashion. I do stripper fashion. I do t-shirt fashion. And I also do tennis shoes, and I do clothes for big guys, man. I do stuff like that. So I don't spend about $50,000 on the clothing. I got a guy downtown been making stuff, so I'm trying to put together a fashion show, man. I've been reaching out to some friends of mine to hook me up with Fat Joe. I know Fat Joe from back in the day. I don't know if he remember me much because I hardly ever said anything when I'm on the set. You know, that's just how I was. I didn't talk too much. I was more about business and shit. He might remember me or whatever. I don't know. But I would like for Fat Joe to host my fashion show and invite some of his friends like Mariah Carey, J-Lo, Beyonce, people like that. Because, you know, Fat Joe is the Oprah of hip-hop. He knows everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I could get him to host my my fashion show, man, that'd be a big step for me, man. And that's what I'm trying to like right now. I'm trying to get my business started up, you know, website built, you know. I sent you some of my clothes to show you what I do.
I'm putting them on the screen right now, Doc.
Yeah, he's playing them right now, yeah.
My red carpet shit, man, is off the hook, man. And I got enough stuff now to do a fashion show and a showroom store and sell stuff too, you know. I got about, I don't know, we probably got over 100 pieces made already, man, you know, just waiting on somebody to open that door for us, man. So that's what I do, man. I do fashion. And I'm also a cartoon animator. I did a comic book about Ruthless Records. I call it Black Witchy Widow, starring Big Animal as Big A and Busy Bone as shit, man. So I got like 2 episodes done already. So I'm gonna drop that on my website sometime next year if I get a bunch of followers. I got over 300 pages because I do storyboards like Marvel Comics. See, that's one of my gifts, man. But back in the crazy days, that was like nerd shit. You want nobody to know you draw shit like that, man. You know, going around indoors and slamming people through walls and shit. And at home, you drawing cartoons and shit. Oh, man.
Man,
that would look good on my resume.
Hey, man,
that's dope, man. That's dope. Hey, Lonzo, can I ask you one more question, Animal? Because we have a guest in the chat that's asked like 3 questions, and I feel bad we haven't got to any of them. He wants to know, yo, Dusty and Lonzo, is Animal aware of unreleased music vault of Donovan Smith's studio or the infamous suitcase? Some suitcase of unreleased Eazy E music that supposedly disappeared and ended up in Canada or something?
Nah, man, that's some bullshit, man. I heard about that one time. They said Mike Kleinsport had opened up a studio or something up there. There's no way he would have opened up some shit in Canada and didn't tell me and Big Mike's about it. Just up there watching out for it. You know? And he ain't never flew me and Big Mike to Canada. So, you know, that's pretty much it, man. And if there's a tape, if there's a suitcase out there with unheard Eazy E music, somebody, a rich person must have it, because that's gold right there, dog. You drop a unheard Eazy E album, man, shit, you know, that'll be the shit, you know. And like I got this one song. It's on a DAT machine, but I don't know what happened to it. It's Eazy E rapping like Bone on a Bone song, on a song called Mr. Bill Collector. There's one out there with Eazy E on it, but it's not the original one.
Okay.
And Eazy come out there rapping like Bone. My name is Eazy E. My name is Eazy E. I'm rolling with Bone in this fucked up state of mind. Got me screaming and beaming and leaning and deeming. That nigga was hitting that shit like that, dog.
Dude,
yeah.
Are you serious? Wow.
It's a song out there with Eazy E rapping like Bone and Mr. Bill Collector.
Wow.
I love that song. I love the original. I had no idea there was a remix out there with Eazy on it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I heard it, man. It's bad. I think Rhythm D did it. I think he did.
Okay.
But it's out there, man.
Man, we had 100 people. We got to wrap it up, Doc. About that time. Animal.
Thank you, Animal.
Much love to you, Doc. Thank you for coming through the show today, man.
Much love.
Man, I'm glad you guys had me on the show, man. You know, I wish we could talk a little more, man. If I could get brown shit, my homies too, man. You know? But hey, you can call me back anytime, man.
I damn sure will. 2003, I'll bring you back, baby.
Yeah, bring me back, man, and I'll tell you some more lies, man. You know.
All right, Animal. Much love to you, Doc. Thank you, man, for coming through.
Yeah, but remember, man, I'm talking on Remnant Nation TV, Animalistic Pastime, Home for the Sick, telling you about the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right.
Much love.
To you. Send Lonzo a link. Send Lonzo a link so we can post it in the description, please, because I would love for everybody to check that out, please.
Yeah.
Then when next time I go on, I'm gonna pump you guys up too, man. Let my people come over and check you out, man.
All right, I appreciate it, Doc.
L.A. Wrecking Crew. I remember that shit.
You got it, baby. All right, we out, Animal. Peace.
All right, peace out. Much love, man.
Much love, Doc. All right, folks.
Lonzo. I was nerding out over here, man. This to grow up listening to Eazy E, NWA, and now I'm sitting here learning the behind the scenes stuff. I was nerding out over here, man. I'm gonna keep it real.
I think this is probably one of the few shows I ain't hardly say shit. Okay,
man.
Because I just sit back and let him do the talking because he got some hell of a stories, man. He got some hell of a stories, and I can't. You know what? Sometimes when somebody got a good story, let them tell it. God damn it! Don't interfere with it. Don't try and comment. Don't just let that shit flow because he was on the roll, and I appreciate him coming through. And again, much love to the chain of command, Gary Ballin, Mike Klein, hooking me up with my folks and bringing on Animal to the show. Nothing but some love, folks. Nothing but some ruthless love, some world-class love in the meantime. Dusty, what you got, man?
Man, nothing much, man. I just want to wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a really good one. And thank you to the audience for sticking with us in 2022. And we promise you guys, 2023, we're going to turn it up a notch. Alonzo and I have a lot of stuff planned, and it's going to be a really, really dope ride. And we really appreciate the audience that we have. And before you guys leave, make sure you hit that like button just to help us out with the algorithm. And our biggest Christmas gift is if you would just tell a friend about the show. Just share it on your Instagram, share it on your YouTube, share it on your Facebook. Just share. That'll be our biggest Christmas gift. We thank you so much.
Much love, folks. Happy holidays, everybody out there watching. I see my boy Atron's in the house. We're going to get him back on the show, too. I know, if I ain't mistaken, Atron probably was the road manager when Animal was doing the work with Bone. So I know they got some stories together, man. So we're going to get him back on maybe get him on the show together. All right? And your girl.
Always a pleasure, my man.
And your girl hooked me up with Judge Joe Brown. Man, I met him on Dana. She hooked me up the other day with Judge Joe Brown. We had a chance to connect. He agreed to come do the show first couple of weeks in January, man. So I'm kicking off 2023 with both feet, baby.
Man, Judge Joe Brown, baby.
It's going down.
Love you, man. Merry Christmas, Lonzo.
Much love to you, Doc. Y'all be good. In the meantime, folks, like I say every week, y'all, much love to everybody watching the show. The chat room ain't nothing but some love in the house. All my folks are here. I see my boy Adrian. All my players, Marlon Cozy, Ben Frank, Sage, Adamson, Nightbreed, Illegal Rider, and all the folks, my boy John Wick,